Okay, let's unpack this. There's been a massive buzz around a new Bollywood film. We are diving deep today into Saiyaara, you know, the romantic tearjerker that has absolutely taken the box office by storm. Our mission really is to understand how this film became such a sensation. Uh, what's its cultural significance? And maybe most importantly, what does it actually tell us about today's audience? We've pulled insights from, well, detailed research analysis looking at excerpts from Saiyaara, Bollywood's romantic box office sensation, and also reporting from The Hindu. And just to set the stage, here's the astonishing fact. Saiyaara reportedly earned around 200 crores. That's in its first week, as of July 29, 2025, that figure, right? 200 crores in just 1 week. That's more than just a hit, isn't it? That feels like a genuine phenomenon. How do we even start to put that into perspective?
It truly is. It's huge. I mean, to give you a sense of scale, that amount, it's like the GDP of a small town. Or, what some really big budget action flicks might take months to make, if they ever do.
And Saiyaara, it isn't one of those high-octane action films. It's a romantic tearjerker. It's designed to make you feel something, deeply.
Right.
It's the kind of film where, yeah, you're definitely reaching for the tissues, maybe need a shoulder to cry on afterwards.
It definitely sounds like that.
So this level of success, especially for a romance, it just screams strong audience connection, like a really visceral one. It strongly suggests the film is tapping into some broader cultural trends in a really powerful way.
And behind that incredible emotional punch, you've got the director, Mohit Suri. He's certainly no stranger to this kind of thing, is he? With films like Ashiki 2.
Not at all.
What is it about his approach? How does he consistently hit these emotional notes so effectively?
Well, Suri has this legacy, right? He's deeply influenced by his uncle, Mahesh Bhatt. Yeah, who directed classics like Ashiki back in 1990 and Dil Hai Ki Manta Nahin in 91. So Saiyaara definitely continues that tradition. But what's fascinating, I think, is how it also blends that, Bollywood's signature emotional depth with some pretty significant Korean romance influences.
Korean influences, interesting.
Yeah, it's not just like borrowing a few stylistic things. It seems to be a more nuanced approach to the emotional arcs, maybe a bit less overt melodrama, perhaps more subtle character development. That's kind of a hallmark of K-dramas, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And it seems beautifully blended now with Bollywood's own inherent musicality and flair. It feels like a really sophisticated evolution of the genre that's clearly resonating.
So are we talking specific plot points from K-dramas? Or is it more about the general vibe, the aesthetic and emotional pacing?
I'd say it's a blend. Think about how K-dramas often build that romantic tension really slowly.
Right.
They let feelings sort of simmer and grow over time rather than those big immediate declarations you sometimes see. Saiyaara seems to adopt some of that patient emotional unfolding, but then it amplifies it with the grand sweeping musical numbers that Bollywood is just famous for.
Okay, gotcha.
It's almost like Bollywood met Bong Joon-ho, maybe, but, with more songs and fewer subtitles. It's quite a mix.
Okay. A perfect blend, maybe. And audiences are clearly falling for the new faces, too. The stars, Hayan Pandey and Aneet Pada. What makes their performances so compelling?
Oh, absolutely. They are the new kids on the block, as they say, and they're just stealing the show. Aneet Pada, especially, people are comparing her to Alia Bhatt for her natural acting. That's incredibly high praise for someone so new.
Wow, yeah.
And then you have Hayan Pandey with that intense gaze, but also a boyish charm. But really, what makes it all click, what makes the film work, I think, is their chemistry. It's just off the charts.
Mm-hmm.
Their performances manage to combine that intensity with a real vulnerability. It's incredibly compelling for a romance. You believe their connection.
It sounds like that chemistry really pops, especially set against maybe some classic romantic ideas. So how does Saiyaara fit into the bigger picture of Bollywood romance? Is it like totally new? Or is it cleverly using its history?
Well, what's truly remarkable here is that Saiyaara, it doesn't just exist in a vacuum. It's like a clever distillation of Bollywood's really rich history of romance. It definitely draws inspiration from a long line of classics. You can see echoes of, say, Raj Kapoor's Bobby, that youthful rebellion and charm.
Okay.
Or Love Story from 81, the classic star-crossed lovers vibe. Beta Ab from 83 for that raw passion. Kayamat Talk from 88, the grand, almost operatic tragedy.
Right.
Even Kahona Pyar Hai from 2000, that sort of sweeping aspirational romance. Saiyaara isn't just nodding to them. It feels like it's taking their essence and repackaging it for right now.
So building on a foundation.
Exactly. But its influences aren't just Indian cinema. You can also spot subtle references to international films like John H. Lee's A Moment to Remember from 2004, and other really influential films too, like Balu Mahendra's Sadma from '83, or maybe even Me Our Hum from 2008. It really is a masterclass in blending classic and modern. It echoes those timeless tales, like Hirancha or Romeo and Juliet, but gives them a contemporary voice. And then you add in what we expect are just visually stunning settings, maybe romantic streets in Paris, maybe India's amazing landscapes, and of course the fashion, Bollywood glamour, right?
Yeah.
A Hadian in stylish casuals, and eat in gorgeous saris or modern dresses. It all adds to that immersive, almost aspirational feeling.
Okay, so we've covered the box office numbers, the talent involved in cinematic history, but what's really driving this? What's the deeper audience pulse it's tapping into? What does this massive success actually mean for us culturally?
That's the big question, isn't it? I think this success points to a pretty significant societal shift, actually. It feels like audiences are getting, well, tired of the cynicism that often comes with modern dating.
You mean like the swiping and ghosting?
Exactly. Swiping left, ghosting, breadcrumbing, all that, often impersonal stuff. It's like we're collectively tired of the digital fast food version of dating and maybe craving something more like a home-cooked meal.
That's a good analogy.
People seem to be craving stories that celebrate patience, commitment, the idea that real love takes time, takes effort. And this seems to resonate across generations, but maybe it's felt most strongly by young adults. They're navigating this world of instant gratification online, but still seem to yearn for real authenticity in relationships.
Right.
It's quite the irony, isn't it? In an instant world, maybe love still needs time. And this trend, it's also definitely influenced by the K-drama boom we mentioned and the rise of streaming platforms like Netflix. They fundamentally changed how audiences consume romance and, frankly, what they expect from it.
And the reaction from fans has been, well, wild. The fan frenzy is incredible. We're seeing social media just buzzing, right? Hashtags like hashtag Saiyaara, hashtag Ahananit, memes everywhere, fan art. People saying they've seen it multiple times. I even heard this story, probably exaggerated, about a fan watching it hooked up to an IV drip, which, okay, maybe hyperbole, but it shows the emotional impact.
It absolutely does. It really speaks to the film's power to, capture hearts. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, while critics will probably acknowledge its use of a familiar formula.
Yeah, you mentioned formulaic earlier.
Right.
Yeah.
But publications like The Hindu have already pointed out its significant cultural importance. Saiyaara feels like it's signaling a major romance revival in Bollywood. That's exciting. We're already seeing upcoming projects like Dadek 2 and Ter Ishq Mein on the horizon, sort of following in its footsteps, perhaps. And, a huge part of this initial success has to be credited to Yash Raj Films' marketing. It was like a masterclass. Filmmaker Sanjay Gupta praised it. They generated immense hype with teasers, trailers, social media campaigns way before the film even opened.
So that formulaic aspect, for some that might sound negative, but is it actually a strength here in this genre? Does it help its appeal?
That's a really great point. In romance, sometimes familiarity is comfort, right? A good formula gives you a recognizable structure. It lets the audience kind of relax into the emotional journey without getting lost. It's about delivering on those core expectations, but doing it with fresh faces, contemporary touches, like those K-drama influences.
Okay.
It gives the audience what they sort of implicitly want from a big romantic movie. And crucial to delivering that emotion is the music.
Ah, yes, the soundtrack.
Absolutely essential in Bollywood romance. You almost always get a killer soundtrack full of chart-topping love songs, those really poignant ballads. Think of something iconic like Tujhe Dekha, Tujhe Jana Sanam from DDLJ. The music sets the mood, it reinforces the emotions, and often the songs become as famous as the film itself.
Right.
So that combo, familiar but refreshed formula, amazing chemistry, killer soundtrack, that really drives the fan engagement we're seeing. And because of those Korean touches and Bollywood's increasing global reach, there's actually huge potential for Saiyaara to have global appeal, maybe even be a crossover hit. It's an exciting time for Indian cinema.
So really, Saiyaara is much more than just a film. It feels like a cultural event and maybe a powerful reminder that a good love story still holds a lot of power.
Exactly. And this raises, I think, an important question for all of us, really. Considering Saiyaara's immense success, how it blends tradition and modernity, how it taps into this deep desire for patient, authentic love, how might this film influence storytelling going forward? Especially in a world that's increasingly shaped by instant gratification, by online connections, what might it mean for how young audiences view and maybe even pursue love in their own lives?
That is definitely something to mull over. We hope this deep dive gives you some food for thought, helps you reflect on the film and these broader themes.